Hey, welcome to Freedo, Game of Alchemy. You've chosen brain as the Freedo symbol to guide you into exploring and understanding more about the word that you've chosen. So think about that word you've chosen. So I'm going to explain the card, and this will give you some help, hopefully. And this is a mountain here. This is you flying, and it's a little bit like, it represents that it's a bit like, you know, when you are trying to discover something in your life or trying to get somewhere, and you're searching and you're doing and you're exploring, you're going to workshops, or you're going from job to job or relationship to relationship, or from health to the gym to exercising. You're trying to get somewhere, and it's a bit like, often we end up going round in circles. So we're going forward 6 steps and then suddenly we find ourselves going back 5 or 6 steps. Or we're going round the mountain, finding our way through, thinking we're getting somewhere, and then we hit a wall, we hit a blockage, or we find ourselves back at the same place that we started. So this often happens, so it's a bit like that famous saying, if we want to create something new, you've got to do something different. That's not the saying. You've got to do something different, because our brain is actually like a computer program. So actually it's been programmed already, whether it's through genetics, our ancestors, through our own upbringing and our experience. Our brain has been constantly programming itself. That's all it is a program. Everything we do in our life, we're actually creating the program through that experience. So if we're getting bullied at school, that program is now being programmed into our brain in a particular way. Some people might program it in a way that empowers them, and they become stronger. They go and learn self-defense, and that becomes a program for them, and a bigger program that they can handle themselves, if they're being bullied. Or somebody might create a program where they become like a victim of being bullied, and then each time through their life they're getting bullied with something else, and suddenly that program is getting stronger and stronger, that is saying you're going to be a victim and you're going to become weak and feeble. Whereas another program might be created that makes you stronger and more empowered. So the brain is incredible. It's like it's a computer program that we're programming subconsciously and consciously all the time. Sometimes when we're learning something, we don't immediately be able to do that something. If we're learning to ride a bike, we don't naturally learn it in the first day, because we're beginning to put that new program in place. We're learning about the bicycle, how you fall off of it, how you stay on it, where the balance is, what you need to know and don't know. So we're starting to make this program about riding a bike, but we don't ride it until the program's fully ready, and it gets to a point where we can actually, it's able to do the job of riding the bike. And that's the same as, like, for example, if we want to, if we're a smoker or an addict, and we don't want to be, we want to be a non-smoker, for example. So the problem is the smoking program is really strong in our brain. So it's very difficult, even if we try and create a new program and we read a book on it's healthy to be a non-smoker or how bad it is to smoke. That's okay, that's putting new programs in the brain, but they're not strong, and they're not as strong as the program that's telling us to smoke. The program that's still telling us to smoke, saying it's okay, we only live once, it's my only vice, it's my only thing that I do, my only pleasure. And that program's so strong, it's been going on for so long, that it's the strong one, and that's the one that will always win or take over. So we need to create new programs that become stronger and stronger, until at one point they become stronger than the old program. And the way the brain works is the brain will always find the path of least resistance. So if it's easier for the brain to think this one, the bigger program, it will go naturally more into this one. So this is what this card is telling you about your word. It's about saying you need to create a new program, a program of how you want it to be. So if you want to create a program of love, and you want love to be stronger for you in your life, you need to create a stronger program of love. And there's some really good techniques that we can discover in Freedo how to do it. There's lots of techniques everywhere. You can go to the library and read a book about your subject, about your word. You can speak to somebody, and each time you're speaking and you're learning and you're doing, you're increasing that new program. about how you want it to be. So don't worry if it's not taken over yet. Don't give up on it. You know, if you want to become a vegetarian and you haven't been able to, but you want to, just keep on programming. There's a really, like I said, there's some great techniques for this one. So one of the key words for this one is to, you can see it's a bit like you've jumped off of the mountain, because when we keep on going round in circles with the old programs, to get out of that program is not so easy. It's actually very, very difficult, because our brain does not want to let go of that program or allow us to be able to go into a different program in our brain. So we need to be able to kind of have a way that we can tune our brain in a different way. I call it tuning, brain tuning actually. So it's about tuning the brain into different vibrations. So one of the key words here is fun. It's doing something different. That's the real key for this one, because it's like when we do something different, it can shift our brain programming. So suddenly, if we suddenly go and climb the mountain and we're at the top of the mountain, the exhilaration and the vibe, the excitement can allow us to kind of create a new program, and it can allow us to shift the old program. But we've got to be very careful. It's a real skill shifting the old programs, because they don't want to be shifted. And the idea is, the way to do it is to not try to force ourselves to think of something different. We have to still please the old program. So if you're a smoker, a drinker, you've got an addiction that you don't like, you'd like to get rid of, you know, the secret is, or if you're overweight and you want to lose weight, the secret is not to try and fight that old program. Not to say, oh, I hate, you know, being overweight, or I want to give up, I want to lose weight. I mean, diets hardly ever work. Everyone diets. They hardly ever work, because dieting is saying, I want to get rid of that. I want to lose that idea. And this is not the secret of losing weight or giving up smoking. The secret is, in actual fact, to be its best friend to begin with. You've got to make friends, let's say, with your enemy. But you've got to make friends with it, and you've got to say, actually, yeah, smoking's fine. I've got no problem with smoking. But at the same time, I want to be healthy. Is there a way I can smoke and be healthy? You know, maybe there is a way. Maybe there's a way I can eat lots of food, but actually not gain too much weight. So perhaps then I'll find foods that I enjoy, or maybe I'll learn to find foods I enjoy more. Perhaps I'll still include those naughty foods in my meal, but include some more healthy foods with it. So I'm not kind of getting rid of the old foods, I'm just including new foods. And those new foods are going to create new programs. I might not enjoy them as much to begin with, but in time, that program of eating the healthy food will get stronger, and I'll start to enjoy it more and more. So it's about like keeping friends with your old program. So the word you've chosen, don't try and get rid of it. Try and go into it even more deeply. Try and tune into it, because the word you've chosen has got a vibration, and that vibration is the program actually. It's the foundation of your program. So you need to go into that vibration and be able to tune it differently, so the frequency changes slightly. But we can go into that again further down if you want to go into the deeper journey. So anyway, I hope you got something out of that. And like I said, if you want to go deeper, click the button below. But if you want to do the reading again, you're welcome to. You can go back and do a different reading. You can use the same word, pick a new card. These are free, these readings, so you can have as many as you want whenever you want. So see you soon. And remember, if you're interested in having a one-to-one session, you can contact us directly, and a Freedo guide will speak to you and give you a personal reading, which will be much more personal. If you want to become a Freedo guide yourself, we do the training for it. So again, click onto the training below, and any questions, ask about the training, and you can facilitate Freedo yourself, you know, whether it's one-to-ones or in group sessions. It's really beautiful. And we do Freedo retreats as well. That's on our sister website. So if you're interested in that, follow the link there. And we do several retreats every year, which are beautiful. So get in contact. So enjoy. See you soon.